Welcome back for more from the Health Literacy Show with Dr. Baruch and Sister Halise. We are here with our second guest, Miss Aiya.
Miss Aiya, hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. And welcome on the show. Welcome to the show. We just got finished talking about vaccines and the movie Vaxxed. Have you seen that movie?
I haven't actually. I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, that's it's pretty amazing what Pete Tucker shared with us. And it's amazing what we don't know and what is being kept from us by, I can't say the powers that be, the powers that are allowed to be because we won't be. So you're doing well today, huh?
Yes, doing very well, thank you.
That's good. You know, we're glad that you're on the show so that you could talk about the impact that the MMR vaccine has on the social and political demographic reality in Russia in a town called Uzbekistan.
Sounds kind of intricate.
Yeah, you got it though, right? I know you know what to say. You know where we're going with
I'm
this.
ready, yeah.
So Aiya, you are now, more deeply involved in the ELife restaurant business, and you're bringing a wealth of passion and compassion and experience and vision to what it is that we're doing. And I just wanted to afford you the opportunity, as you are constantly knocking on my door wondering when you're coming back on. And, at some point I had to give in, right?
That's exactly how
That's exactly how
it went.
it went. I just want to give you that opportunity to share with us, some of the new things that we can expect and that are taking place in the realm of nourishment coming from the ELife restaurant group.
Well, a lot of people are familiar with Everlasting Life for the great food that we carry here, but a lot of people are not basically familiar with things like the entertainment aspects. They're not familiar with the fact that, we have cooking demonstrations, and we also have workshops and lots of things to get the community engaged. A lot of people, they got introduced to a vegan diet a lot of times by chance, and we just kind of want to get people more encouraged, once they embark on that. We want people to be excited about it. So we're embarking on all these new things, all these new initiatives to get people healthy, to get people very passionate about what they can do to be healthy and stay healthy, to know that plant-based diets are a viable option. So again, entertainment, people can look out for cooking classes, cooking demonstrations, workshops. They can look out for our raw food, or which we're featuring, which a lot of people aren't familiar with. There's so much more that we have in store, so it's exciting times.
Mm-hmm. Yes. At least during the break, we were noticing that your clothes are falling off of you. Is this as a result of these, the new health initiative that you've taken on, or, is there something else going on? Is it your physical fitness regimen, or what is it?
When I first went vegan, I did shed some pounds or fat, or the recent clothes not fitting is just I haven't been eating properly. My mind has been filled with so many other things.
We didn't want to introduce that to the show. We wanted this to be like, because I became vegan.
Because I'm a vegan.
Yes.
No, it definitely makes a difference. Don't get me wrong. That definitely. But when you're vegan and not eating enough food, then you're, of course.
I am stressed out. That's why I'm losing weight. My clothes are falling off because I'm stressed out. Now, do you want to know more? Well, we hope that whatever that is that you're stressing over gets worked out. And,
Thank you.
Not that we want you to gain the weight back, but if it's supposed to be, then let it be. But
right, want to be healthy still.
Yes, that's the most important thing.
Yes.
And education is a big part of what is being done now to make people more aware of, why they should eat this way. And what are you mentioned some of the new initiatives. What can our audience expect to get or look for as far as education, health literacy education going forward?
I think a lot of people are not familiar with the benefits of a plant-based diet, what it does to the body, what acidic foods do to the body. People need to understand and be educated about the effects that certain foods have on the body. Otherwise, the diet isn't really going to stick. Mm-hmm. It has to become a lifestyle. So what we're aiming to do is to introduce certain elements to people so that they can now look at themselves and look at their food consumption patterns and say, hey, I need to make this change, and not just, it shouldn't just be a willpower thing. Mm-hmm. If it's a willpower thing, again, it's just a testament to how strong your will is, but is that sustainable? Mm-hmm. Is that going to be a long-term shift? I don't know. It's difficult for people unless they're educated about why they should make these changes. So in terms of health literacy, we need to educate people on the detrimental effects of eating certain foods, how certain foods can either prevent or cause you to develop disease. So we want to empower people to, again, be educated and to know what's going on within their body, and also to listen to their body. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, they're off somewhere else. They haven't tuned in to what's going on inside. And sometimes I always tell people, if you quiet your mind and you just relax a little bit, and your body will tell you.
Who has time to do that? I mean, you got Facebook and Twitter, and you got 9,000 channels on your television now. You've got, XM and Sirius, and now us, right, out here broadcast. Who has time to listen to their body? And what does the body say? And how do you know what the body is saying to you so that you know that you need to do something? Can you give us an example?
Well, there's this whole new branch, and I can't even say it's new. It's the ancient sciences coming back around again, this science of mindfulness and how it affects the body. So it won't be an immediate thing. You start paying attention to the body, and you're not immediately going to know what's wrong, but over time you start making connections. So for me, if I eat certain foods, I'm gluten intolerant, so I eat gluten and I start getting sniffly. Prior to
You're lucky.
Actually, and recently I realized I get headaches too.
Oh, okay.
And I never get headaches unless I consume gluten. But prior to when I started to listen to my body years ago and started making these connections, I wouldn't know. I just thought it was a headache. So basically it's prolonged mindfulness over time. You start listening, you slow everything down, and you make those connections, and your body will tell you, hey, I don't like that. I don't like what you're giving me. I don't like that. Stop it. And you can continue, or you can and not. So it takes time. It takes time and a lot of patience.
What about not eating? Let's give some advice to Halise. Halise has not been eating for whatever reason.
Not properly, no.
Not properly. So what does that mean, Halise? I mean, are you like going to Crackdonald's?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
I do not mess with fast food.
Okay.
But in my house, I'm the only vegan. So I'll buy groceries, and then once my groceries run out, I'm not quick enough to go re-up on my groceries, and I'll end up having a limited amount of food that I can eat in my house.
Where's
so
O'Hara?
Yesterday I probably ate, what did I eat yesterday? Like 2 pieces of toast and a banana or something like that. But that was probably for the whole day. So I'm just like, that's bad,
Yeah.
That's probably why I'm feeling drained this morning.
Yeah.
Not eating and not. But yeah, my body is responding to it. Right now, my stomach's growling. So
I want to help you.
My body.
But you know what? So I learned something, and correct me if I'm wrong, either of you, if you think you know something different.
Okay.
I learned that the stomach does not growl. What you are experiencing is the peristalsis of primarily the small intestines. And the small intestines are squeezing down on your poopy so that it can get water out of it and nutrient out of it if your body is short or depleted. So that's that growling that you're hearing. It isn't your stomach. Your stomach is a big bowl with acid in it, right? So the growling that you're hearing is the small intestine squeezing down on what is there to extract the water out of it, especially if you're dehydrated. So you might not be hungry. You might need some water.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, because the stomach doesn't really growl like that. You know, and you think about growling, what would the stomach do to growl?
Yeah.
It would like vibrate or something.
Why does it seem that it happens when you haven't eaten?
Well, the small intestines, again, that is a part of that whole digestive process, right? So when you haven't eaten, the body realizes, okay, we need nutrient. Where are we going to get it from? We're going to get it from the crap that we ate yesterday. We got what we couldn't get out of it yesterday because she was eating so much or whatever. We're going to get it out of there now, you know. So it has to, and especially water. How are you doing with your water intake today?
Today I've had a bottle and some sips.
Okay.
Of a second bottle.
Right. So you may be dehydrated and your body's growling. You know, you should look up. There's a book. What's our brother's name? Batman Gillett wrote a book.
Gillett.
The Body's Many Cries for Water. Yeah. And you may learn something there. But yeah, just looking at the physics of the stomach doesn't communicate to us that it would growl, but the small intestines, you know, are more so. You could see the movement of waste and the extraction of water and the extraction of nutrient. You can see where that might create more of a growling experience for you. So yes, you do need to eat. You need to eat something healthy. You just happen to be at a really good place to do so. So don't miss out on this opportunity.
And I have some water.
Water.
That's good. Ahead and work on that now.
Yeah, go work on the water. And while you're doing that, Aiya, we're juicing now at well, we've been juicing, but now there are like juice packages. For those of you out there who want to like get the juice package, tell us, walk us down that lane. What is that? What's it all about? What can somebody get? And what are they? What kind of should their expectations be as a result of the consumption of these juices?
So we're offering juice packages. People are either choosing to purchase these packages and do juice cleanses, juice fasts, or some people are just choosing to consume them over the course of the day with meals. So we're really leaving it up to the individual, and we're also telling people it's very important with juicing and juice fasting. Some people call it juice feasting. To do your research first. Let me start off by saying that, and do what's right for their body. If they need to speak to their doctor, you know, and they have a certain medical condition, don't jump into it. If they have experience juicing, you know, by all means, do what you do. But it's just very important for us to just kind of state that first and foremost. So we're offering juicing packages, and they're 3 days. We're offering 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, 21 days, and 30 days. Those are the typical increments that tend to be more popular with juicing. So we're offering 5 juices a day. And again, some people choose to only consume that, and other people will, you know, maybe eat raw food during that period of time, or they may, again, just eat as normal. So when you juice, basically you're extracting all the nutrient-dense elements, all the micronutrients out of the substances that you're juicing from, so from the fruits and vegetables. So the expectation is that people will feel better, or they might actually, I should say, they might experience a detox. They might actually feel worse. But the goal is that for them to basically give their digestive system a rest. And when you do that, so much energy is expended during the digestion process. So much energy is. So when your body doesn't have to expend that energy, it can go towards healing, it can go towards restoration, it can go towards rejuvenating itself. So people feel different. Some people will feel a little sluggish at first, and then they feel the best that they've ever felt. Some people feel amazing right off the bat. We hear lots of different things we tell people to stick with it. It's just a wonderful, wonderful health protocol. It's just great. I do it periodically every 6 months. And what I notice when I do it, my skin is glowing. I feel great. If I haven't been eating so well, I might have a few sluggish days, but after that, my body feels so light. And I get so many compliments about my skin. That's probably the biggest thing. And then I notice my little pot belly is gone or going. The dark circles under my eyes start to go away. People with aches and pains, a lot of times they say that they feel better. They can move more, joint and body mobility. So we hear a lot of things from our customers.
How would you say, say if a person is going from, maybe a less healthy way of eating and they want to transition to a more healthy way of eating, how important is that time in between for your body to do that cleanse or fast before, jumping right into, all right, I'm going to go from eating burgers and French fries, but tomorrow I'm going to just eat all raw? Is that not an appropriate way of, I guess it differs for each person, but how important is it to have that phase of cleansing and, detoxing in between that transition?
I think what you're saying is great. It comes up all the time. I think that it does vary from person to person. Some people, they will go from eating really poorly. I'll take myself and a good friend of mine, for example. We embarked on like a raw food cleanse, and she was eating really, really poorly, and I was vegan and predominantly raw at the time. And I was experiencing a lot of detox symptoms, and she wasn't. And I was surprised.
Interesting.
I was like, why? It doesn't make sense. But I guess my body was at that stage where it was just so close to releasing what it didn't need. At the end of my detox, again, I felt like better than I've ever felt. She didn't experience her major detox until months later. And some people never experience it at all. I always tell people that the foods, if you're eating healthy food, it will naturally detoxify you. You can do supplements to kind of accelerate this detoxification process, but you don't have to. If you want to, you can, but the food will naturally help you to release what is exactly. And how I wish there was like a standardized way of how people's bodies react to that. But there's not. So many people experience it in different ways. So some people, if they may need to, if they're doing raw foods, for example, they may need to back off of it a little bit if they're noticing they feel really, really bad. So if that's the case, then they can again pay attention to how their body feels. If they're feeling really, really depleted and really lethargic, and they can't get up and things like that, we don't want that. So they can back off of it then. But a lot of people, they just, they go through a little detox and then they're fine. So
and then
again,
they're good.
Yeah.
So I guess the goal is to, alkalize your body or create an environment within your body where these toxins and diseases aren't even able to exist because your body is more alkalized as opposed to acidic. So have you ever done anything in terms of parasite? I've heard about parasite cleanses, even getting removing parasites from your body.
Right.
Is this the type of cleanse that the juicing and everything, does that relate to also clearing parasites, or is that a completely different type of cleanse that you got to do separately, or how does that work?
Some people would say different things. So I would say basically when you're eating the right things, your stomach pH will normalize. So your stomach is supposed to be acidic. So that will happen. And once your stomach has enough acidity, what you intake, like let's say you have some spinach, for example, or you have some fish, or if you're not vegan or meat or whatever, if your body is in a healthy enough state, it is basically equipped to kill any kind of foreign microbes that come within it. Your immune system will basically set out the, what do they call them, macrophages and things like that, certain immune cells. I'm trying to go back to my classes, I'm not remembering it, but basically certain immune cells will basically target foreign pathogens in the body. So if your body's in a balanced state, that will happen naturally.
Okay.
A lot of us aren't balanced even if you're vegan, if you're raw, a lot of my friends say they tried to do raw when they were traveling abroad. It's kind of difficult in certain countries because there's a lot of prevalence of harmful bacteria and microbes on food. So they came back with parasites. I'm of the mindset that most people have parasites within the body if they ever ate meat. Even if they didn't, it's just on things. And maybe the more harmful ones would probably be on flesh, would be on meat and animal protein. So you can do things like black walnut. People do pardiarco. People do any kind of bitter herbs help with that. Wormwood, certain herbs people take. But these are pretty strong herbs. So I always tell people, don't do it.
Research.
Yeah, do your research and don't do it unless you know what you're doing, or you can talk to someone, because they're pretty strong, and you can feel really depleted because they're really meant to kill things in the body and just kind of wipe you out. So it can be basically its own protocol, and it can be alongside with it. If you feel like it's a problem, you're noticing issues with your stool, you're noticing kind of issues with, like, I don't know, it could even be like fatigue, excessive itchiness. It could be all sorts of things that can correlate to other issues. But if you're noticing it, yeah, you can kind of try to target it in and of itself.
Yeah, that's what's up. I appreciate the information, and I know our audience does as well. Is there a way that people can get in contact with you through Everlasting Life, or is there a way that we can reach so that we can tap into all of this good juicing stuff that's going on, and maybe be put on some type of a list, or maybe it's through Facebook, or some social media platform? Tell us how to reach you, how to get in contact with you, how to find out what you're doing next, and so that our audience will stay in the loop.
Sure. So if anyone is interested in juicing, in any of the juicing packages that we mentioned, the email to contact is juice@everlastinglife.net. Again, juice@everlastinglife.net. And to contact me directly, my email address is Aiya, AIYA, @drbaruch.com. And again, Aiya, AIYA, at Dr., just DR, Baruch, BARUCH.com.
Okay, great. Well, we appreciate you coming on board with us. We know you have a busy schedule, as most people who are in the restaurant business do. So we're going to let you jump back into that space. Halise, is there anything you want to say before we check out for today?
Thanks, Aiya. And check out those juices. Juice@everlastinglife.com.
That's what's up.
Thank
all
you.
right. Great. Thank you all in the listening and viewing audience. We'll be back tomorrow with the Not On My Watch show. We've got some really good stuff for you, so you want to be in tune. We've got somebody Skyping in from Jamaica.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be really good stuff. So I am excited, as always, about sharing what I know, and prayerfully this show has been beneficial to you, and you all will continue to share and like and post and follow us, and let everybody know in your group. And if you know anybody that would be a good candidate for being interviewed on the show, because they got some really top shelf stuff, we'd love to do it. Until next time, Halise, what you got for us?
Thank you for joining us for the Health Literacy Show with Dr. Baruch and Sister Halise. Thank you, Aiya. And thank you for Pete Tucker for joining us as well. Tune in tomorrow for the Not On My Watch show.
At 11 a.m. with Dr. Baruch and Halise. Peace.
Yep.